Welcome to another episode of Sister Sharpens Sister. You will see we are one sister down, and that is because Delina, who lives in the middle of the woods, she doesn't have internet today. She said she won't get it back until Tuesday.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So you have me, my name is Karen, and you have my sister Shalon, who is actually going to be taking the reins today because today starts the beginning of a three-part series where we are featuring individuals from the Appalachian Mountains that have made a significant impact not only in our area, but some across the entirety of the United States and others across the entire world. So Shalon's going to go first, and today you have, who do you have?
I learned about Maggie Bailey this past week.
Maggie Bailey. Okay.
Maggie Bailey. All right. Maggie Bailey was born in 1904.
Okay.
She was a typical mountain girl. She grew up on Pine Mountain, which is just north of the Virginia-Kentucky border.
Okay.
Um, like all mountaineers back then, they lived off the lands. They made everything they owned. They grew everything they ate. So her days, she was the oldest of six. Yes, she was the oldest of six. So she was the one who was basically in charge, making sure everybody gets everything done.
Yeah.
And she would help everybody get off to school when they needed to, when school was in session.
How far did she go in school? Did you ever find out?
Well, yes, at the age of 12, she was no longer attending school
Okay. And that was probably
because
because she had to take care of brothers and sisters.
and the family, yes, because money was tight. Mountain folk back then only really had a few ways to make money, and it was if you're living up in the mountains, you either sell what you legally can, or maybe sell what you illegally can or can't.
Wink, nudge, nudge.
Exactly, exactly. So all right, let's see. Maggie Bailey's father was quite good at distilling uh, moonshine. Mountain Dew is another word for it. um, so much so that I read that his concoction of what they called white mule would make men hallucinate.
Wow.
Yeah. And from a young age, Maggie would spend a lot of time helping her father stir the mash and learn how he concocted everything. Because if you're a moonshiner, everybody has a different recipe
Yeah.
and how
And
they how
those,
they like to do it.
right. And they didn't write those recipes down.
Nope, nope. It was all in here or it
Yeah.
was passed down and it was all verbal. So that was at the age of 12 when Maggie started learning how her father would make moonshine. By 1921, Maggie was 17 at this point and was working at a waitress at a local boarding house.
Mhm.
And a new railroad was bringing all sorts of people into town. And this was during the coal boom, which we talk about in one of our other episodes if you want to give a click.
Yeah. Somewhere right there, one of these corners, I'll put it.
One of them. So and Maggie got to meet everybody working at the boarding house who was staying there. And she came across a gentleman who was a professional gambler and a coal businessman.
Okay.
And she had a business proposition for him. Now, she was very smart, even though she never went through school. But in the links and everything that I found, she would read every newspaper she could get her hands on.
Mm,
and just talk to people and learn what she could from people. So she was very smart, even though she'd only gone to school until she was 12, which was probably sixth grade.
yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. She met this gentleman and she has this idea because she's seeing the coal towns pop up all over the place, and she's seeing these men coming out of these coal mines at night looking for something to knock the dust out of their system. So
Clear their throat. Clear the throat.
exactly. Clear the gullet. So she it took some time, but she convinced him to give her a loan so she could start her own moonshining business.
Wow.
Yeah. So she's 17. Also, so it's 1921, so prohibition is in effect as well. So
Wow.
all liquor is bad.
Which just makes people want it that much more.
Yeah, it does. It does for sure. All right. So she eventually convinced him to give her a loan, and she ended up buying a house on the outskirts of town where she set up shop, and she was able to make hundreds of gallons of untaxed liquor. She felt safe because she was a woman. Back then, it was actually illegal to search a woman.
Okay.
And if one
You
was
know, that makes sense that women would be the ones to carry it in their boots
bootlegging, yep,
or strapped to their thighs or, in their purses or something like that. Yeah. Okay. Okay.
yep, yep. She felt safe because of that. And if anyone actually was convicted, the jury simply wouldn't believe that a woman was capable of committing a felony, and they would not get convicted.
Right. Or of even being smart enough to do what she's doing.
Right. And many times, male bootleggers would hire women to ride with them because the police were less likely to stop them with a woman in the car.
More wholesome.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. So because of this, she basically had a monopoly on the moonshine market in eastern Kentucky. And throughout Prohibition, she held it and she sold her father's moonshine recipe, she ended up calling white lightning.
Okay.
And it ended up being a favorite in Harlan County, Kentucky. And a lot of people didn't realize that this sweet little girl was the one making that moonshine that could knock a man on his tush. All right, but by the end of Prohibition, taverns and distilleries started popping up all over the place. So everybody thought that her business would go belly up because of that. But in April 1934, Maggie became the first woman to obtain a legal liquor license.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Was that for Kentucky or the entirety of the United States?
Oh, it didn't say.
Okay. Because the way it's worded, it sounds like it's for the entirety of the United States.
Yeah, that's how I read it as well.
Okay.
So she again set up shop in Clovertown, Kentucky, and she named her business Meg's Place. And even though liquor was legal now, most people in Appalachia didn't like the legal stuff. They wanted their moonshine.
Hmm.
So before long, Maggie was selling the legal stuff out the front door and the Mountain Dew out the back.
The white lightning.
Yes. Okay. Now, in 1941, armed with a search warrant, federal agents actually burst in and confiscated a lot of stuff.
And this is at her place of business.
This was her place of business. So
Okay.
she did really well during the Depression. And Federal agents and Internal Revenue were like, this seems a little squirrely, so we're
Where's
going to
our
go check
money?
it out. Exactly. All right. So they confiscated 150 gallons of moonshine, and she was actually sentenced to 2 years in a federal prison in Alderson, West Virginia.
Okay. There is still a women's prison in Alderson, by the way.
Yeah. They shut down her business, destroyed her equipment, and on the day that she was to report to prison, she stopped by her sister's house where she dropped off a suitcase and said, "Here, I'll pick this up when I get out." And she reported to prison. But Maggie didn't just sit in prison and do nothing. That woman, that Appalachian woman, Mountain Mama, took that time and learned everything she could about the Fourth Amendment and search and seizure.
Oh,
She was determined to never be caught red-handed again.
all right.
All right. So when she was released in 1943, she stopped back by her sister's and picked up that suitcase, which happened to have $80,000 cash in it.
What?
Yeah. And in 1945, she bought another house, this time on the outskirts of Harlan County. And she had it set in her head that she was going to continue her business.
Now, let me just interject here that it says something about the Appalachian culture when a family member can drop off a suitcase full of money to their family member and it still be there when they come back for it.
Probably didn't even open it.
Probably didn't even look in it. Nope. Set it in a closet and said, "That's Maggie's, leave it alone."
Yep. Okay. Now, she had two big problems at this point. She couldn't obtain a liquor license anymore because of her conviction.
Right. Okay.
Okay. And at that point, Harlan County, Kentucky had become a dry county.
You want to explain what that is for people that don't know?
That means no alcohol whatsoever in that county.
Yep. You
So they,
cannot sell it at
yeah,
all.
no nothing. They continued with prohibition, basically.
Yeah.
All right. But what Maggie did was she ended up hiring some people to be runners for her, and they would run to the other counties, and they would come back with trunks full of beer and whiskey and wine. And now, what she did in this little house is she basically had a drive-through, and people would pull around to the back of the house. They would put in an order. She'd hand them the order, and they'd drive off.
Wow.
Whether whatever they were buying was moonshine or beer, wine, whatever they wanted. Okay. For the next about 3 decades, she did that, selling illegal liquor 7 days a week out of that house.
Decades. Catch that. Decades.
Oh, just wait. The law, of course, was furious. And during the 1940s and 50s, they raided Meg's place 62 times.
Wow.
And each time they would find the liquor, but it would be in different places, like junk cars and outbuildings. One thing that I read said that she basically had a labyrinth of buildings and places around her house where she would hide stuff. Now, each time she was arrested, they dropped it because the warrant that they were presenting didn't specifically say that they had the permission to search where they found the liquor.
I'm sorry, you didn't have permission to search my outhouse.
Yeah, basically, yeah. And they would let her go because of that.
So she was while she spent her 2 years in prison researching the search and seizure part of the Constitution,
Yes.
she learned about loopholes.
Exactly. Yes. Now, you tell me that's not a smart woman.
I tell you what, man, that's something a woman would do. I mean, really.
And and by this time, Maggie was an older woman and she had become a pillar of her community. And even if the law did actually have evidence, the jury would not convict her because this woman, she helped pay for her neighbor's kids' college fund, several of the kids around her. Um, if anybody was hungry, they knew that they could stop by and she would make them a meal.
Aw.
Yeah, she helped people in her community, which is what Appalachia does. She had standards of who she would sell her liquor to. She wouldn't sell to children, she wouldn't sell to women, and she wouldn't sell to what she called drunkards or what we call alcoholics.
Wow. She wouldn't
Okay?
sell to women.
Nope,
Huh.
nope.
I wonder why.
I don't know. Didn't get into detail. Also, political people were with political aspirations would visit her because they knew if they had her support, they had everybody else's support. So now we're up to 1965 and a routine raid because it happened a lot.
Yep. It's Thursday. Y'all get ready.
Yeah. Yeah, but during this raid, one of the officers actually took a look in Maggie's closet and they found 14 brown paper bags and a dozen of old socks full of $100 bills.
Wow.
And the law said that was about $480,000 cash. But Maggie claimed it was only 372,841 and not a penny more because I know I counted every night.
Ah, oh my gosh. It's a good thing her house didn't burn down.
Right? So besides helping others with the money that she made, she saved every penny. She wore secondhand clothing that was usually passed down from her sister.
Mm.
She, even with $372,000 in her closet, she kept animals. She kept pigs, cows, chickens, and she grew everything she ate. And
Wow.
she didn't do they said that she never even went to the movies or do anything frivolous like that.
Going to the movies is frivolous. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, for some people, I suppose it is.
Well, back then for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, the IRS quickly noted that Maggie had never paid taxes on this money and sued her for $1.37 million. They ended up, get this, they ended up settling with her for
Okay.
$18,000
Who did she help?
because she was that good. Oh. And Carl Forrester, who had the opportunity to represent Maggie through a lot, had said at
This
one
is her lawyer.
yes,
Okay.
had said at one point that Maggie had 6 trials on the same day, and he said, "quote We had 6 acquittals in 3 different courts in that same day."
Wow.
Meg's place kept raking in the dollars all the way up into the 1990s.
What?
Maggie had been arrested a total of 114 times
Oh my goodness.
and only convicted that very first time.
This is amazing.
It is insane, insane. So she started her enterprise when she was 17. And so and she retired when she was 95,
95 years old.
79 years of bootlegging. Maggie Bailey, she passed away peacefully in 2005 at the age of 101.
Wow.
Yeah.
Bless her
So,
heart, man. She had a life, didn't she?
yeah, no kidding. I don't know. It just amazes me that she accomplished all this.
Right? And she started when she was 17.
Right.
This
17 years
woman
old.
could have been a doctor or a lawyer, a scientist. I mean, when you think about it, bootlegging is chemistry.
It is. It's just amazing. And the information that I got was mostly from a YouTube channel called the Appalachian Storyteller.
Okay.
Um, but the next time that you pop a top or you pour your glass of wine, send a toast up to the Queen of Mountain Bootleggers, Maggie Bailey. Cheers.
Maggie Bailey. You got yours in a mason jar. I don't have a mason. I mean, I have mason jars. I can't lie. I have a basement full of mason jars. Just ask my husband. But this is what I'm drinking out of.
I'll let you determine what you think I'm drinking.
Um,
That's who I chose. I had another lady that I was looking at named Dr. Polly, and she
Dr.
was Polly. She was in the North Carolina area,
Okay.
and hers, I don't remember all of it, but what intrigued me about her was she, out in the mountains in the middle of nowhere, and she had her first baby, and her baby's umbilical cord became infected. And of course, that was not a good thing. Babies usually
No.
died of that back then. And she had a dream that God told her to go to this mountain and get this plant, go to that mountain and get that plant, go down in this holler and get that plant, and told her how to make the recipe to heal her baby's infection.
Wow.
Yeah. And she became the local doctor.
Yeah.
Her husband ended up buying, secondhand books of herbs and everything on how to concoct them and make healing, started a healing practice because of it.
See, that's
But
awesome. That's the
yeah,
naturopathic kind of thing, homeopathic kind of thing that petroleum-based medications quashed in
yes.
the early 20th century.
Yep. Say
Uh,
I just really like hearing stories of people around this area because they lived hard lives.
it wasn't easy.
No, I mean we're like cakewalk nowadays
Oh yeah.
compared.
Oh yeah. Thank you for joining us today with Shalon's information from Miss Maggie Bailey, an amazing woman with an amazing, um,
Live.
would you call that a career?
I mean, it's all she knew, right? So,
Right.
and she was good
Yeah.
at it. She knew she was good at it.
Very smart woman.
Yes.
Very smart woman. Would make an excellent movie, something different. Quit remaking things we've already seen 4 different times.
Oh gosh.
Come up with something new. This one is new. This is a fantastic story, and I think it would make a good movie.
I agree. I agree. I
Yeah.
thoroughly enjoyed listening to her story.
Next week, provided Delina has internet, she's going to be presenting her choice on someone from the Appalachian Mountains. If you haven't guessed already, it'll probably be a woman. Um, and we'll learn what she has to tell us. All right. I will also talk to you in chat, and we will be here again next week.
Yippers. Yes.
All right. Love you.
Bye.
Bye.